Welcome back to another episode of Spotlight on the Arts, the show brought to you by the Chicopee Cultural Council and ChicopeeTV. My name is Johnny Miranda, your host for the evening, and today we have an amazing show. But have you noticed something different? We have a wonderful new set thanks to the sponsorship of the Chicopee Cultural Council and ChicopeeTV. We always enjoy bringing you fresh and new content related to the arts. And today we have Groundings LLC, a mystical gift shop with an art component, an art gallery component in Florence, Massachusetts. And today we have our friends Debra Swinski and Pacosa joining us. Welcome back to an episode of Spotlight on the Arts. Here we are with our friends from Groundings, a metaphysical gift shop with an art component in Florence, Massachusetts. And here we have two of our wonderful artists, Pacosa and Debra Swinski. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Lauren and Debra, I know that there's a lot going on in Groundings. I see it on Facebook all the time. The events you have, the jewelry pieces that you exhibit, the artwork that you exhibit. Lauren, tell us about Groundings. How did you start this endeavor and what's going on with Groundings?
Thank you. Yes, so Groundings is going to be 9 years old on February 2nd this year, so just in a couple days.
Wow, amazing.
I'm very excited about that. There is tons of local artists that have their works there. We have a rotating gallery space. Right now, Rebecca Lamb is showcasing her pieces in the gallery space, but there's also over 400 different varieties of crystals, and we have the largest selection of tarot and oracle cards in Western Mass.
That's amazing, and
Yeah.
it's great that there is a space in Florence
Yeah.
where local artists can feature their works.
Absolutely.
What other artists do you have exhibiting work right now?
Yep, so we have Debra Swinski here
Of
with some
course.
of her stuff, and she also does tarot readings there as well. And I have a local jeweler who does rings. I actually am wearing some of the rings today. Her name's Debra. We have a artist who does snake jewelry, so she has rescue snakes that she actually incorporates the snake skin in the jewelry pieces.
Oh, amazing.
And then I also create a lot of the pieces myself too, so all the bracelets and necklaces as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I know we have some of the jewelry that you make that we'll showcase later.
Absolutely.
And Deb, tell us about your experience at Groundings. What's it like to collaborate with other artists in this space?
It's a fun place to meet other artists, and I have a lot of pieces that I've showcased there. I've had some jewelry that I've sold at Groundings. I do like she said, I do cat tarot readings, cat themed tarot readings. I have done some paint and sip classes at Groundings.
It's all about keeping the community entertained with artistic expression.
Absolutely.
And I'm glad that you are an outlet for that. What is some of the favorite stones for you to work on in your jewelry confection?
Oh my gosh, there's just so many. You know, there's 4,500 different varieties of crystals. So like,
Look at the options. You have options.
The options are endless. So, I mean, I wouldn't say there's. I feel like whatever I'm gravitating towards in that moment, honestly. Okay. You know, I can't really choose just one.
Yeah, and I know that there's a lot of people that are very passionate about crystals and the energy of crystals. Mm-hmm. So to find artists that are able to get these crystals and make something artistic with it that you can either carry or exhibit at home and have a double functionality, right, of that energy component of the crystals and the aesthetic component of the artistic creation. Deb, I know I love your artistic style, right? And you have made it your signature using the markers and using that background style, which is amazing and I love. Tell us a little bit about the pieces that you brought us here today.
So I have, I like to do a lot of animal paintings and drawings. So I like to do a sort of loose, sketchy style. I get inspired by different animals that are often, I do a lot of opossum drawings and raccoons as well, but I have my squirrel, my bat, and my toad.
I think that it goes into like that social component of you selecting animals that people would normally feel reprehensive about.
Yeah.
Like the opossums, the bats. People would be like, oh my God, those are scary animals. Yet somehow you're able to turn that around and make these animals such beautiful, fluffy, cute things that you can exhibit in your house. What's the feedback from the community, from your clients, right?
Yeah, I do. I do get a lot of likes and things on Facebook, and I do take commissions. I do like pet portraits and things for people, and they really like the style, the loose, sketchy style that I have.
Yeah. I know I like it. I love it. I love it. Lauren, with your stones,
Yes.
people prefer more bracelets, necklaces, rings. What people tend to gravitate more towards?
You know, it's interesting because some people come in looking for a specific crystal for a specific reason in their life in the moment. If they're feeling anxious, they gravitate towards certain things, or if they're looking for more courage or abundance or whatever it is that they're looking for, they kind of generally gravitate usually to either the necklace or the bracelet so they can wear the crystal. But you can also pick up like another smaller stone and use it as a pocket stone as well.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. There's a new event going on at Groundings that I just saw on Facebook, and it's the Mystical Meetups.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit more about that, and how is that an opportunity for other creatives to get involved and connect?
So Mystical Meetup is all about the magical community, and Tracy, who is another tarot reader at the shop, actually runs the Mystical Meetup. It's just a safe space for people to come and talk about all things magical. It's a judgment-free zone. It's free to come, we usually have tea and snacks, and it's just a great way to, converse in that community.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And you also have, you mentioned before, the tarot readings. When does that happen? Specifically with Deb, who's here,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the cat tarot reading. When does that happen?
So Deb is usually on Saturdays from 12 to 4, but you could always set up a reading anytime that we're open. Currently the store's open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday, but we could always make special exceptions for certain people too if they have to.
You're available for like events, private events, and
Absolutely,
things like that? That's
absolutely.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So if people wanted to do like a paint and sip after hours, we could always set that up for people.
That's great.
Yeah.
Deb,
Yeah.
I am going to bother you with that tarot, the cat tarot. I would love for you to show our audience what is expected when they go to one of your cat tarot readings, which I find so creative. I've never seen a cat tarot card, but then I found out there's a whole bunch of themes.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I didn't know, so I'm glad.
There's, she has the largest selection of tarot cards I've seen
Really?
in one
Yeah.
place. So you can get, tarot has become very popular. It's, can be used as a divination tool or as a thought-provoking, something to ponder and focus on in your life.
So when someone goes to you at Groundings, do they select a card? Do you take out a card? How does that work?
I will shuffle and pull something out.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
This time I'm just pulling. So I've pulled the Eight of Wands. This is a card that indicates that things are moving pretty fast. So this is something like things are happening really quickly. You might be overwhelmed. And to just sort of reflect on that is like, am I taking on too much? Are things moving too quick? Is this a pace I can handle? That kind of
So
thing.
it's good things to reflect on.
Yeah.
When you advise someone and when they hear what you say, it's more to reflect than to
Yeah, it can be. It always surprises me, to be honest, because I come in with sort of a agnostic sort of point of view for a lot of things. So you'll see a pattern emerge if you pull multiple cards, and sometimes I'll work with different decks, and like the same theme might come up several times where it's like, looks like you need to rest, something like that, or take it easy with overindulgence or things like that. So it's not. I can't necessarily. I don't really think I can see the future, but I definitely like to be able to help people with their emotional sort of needs.
That's amazing, and I like the fact that it's also an opportunity to engage with your people.
Yeah.
What else do you have in terms of the mystical world? Other than the tarot, you have the stones.
Yep.
Tell us about this setup you have brought us.
So I have here a crystal grid. My whole thought about this crystal grid was more of like harmony. So I have the celestite, which are like those light blue ones, and that's more for clear communication. Amethyst is one of the master healer stones, so it's really good for all over healing and well-being. And then we have selenite in the center, which is very clearing and just a really gentle energy. So that kind of clears space from kind of any negativity. And then I have the clear quartz, which amplifies, and I have the beta quartz, which is more of that, carries the Om vibration, so a very more high vibe crystal.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you utilize these stones in like other type of creative outlets, like a canvas? I'm just thinking of like this could be used like in canvases and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I actually create grid work as well, grid art.
Nice.
So I can create any kind of grid that somebody needs for their home or office. I either put it on canvas or on wood, and I can do that as a commission, or
Nice.
I have a couple at the store as well.
So tell us, where can people see your work? Where can people find you for commissions? I know if you have an Etsy store, where can people contact you online?
So Groundings does have a website. It's groundingsllc.com.
Okay.
I'm also right in Florence, 7 Main Street, Florence, Mass. I also have Instagram, Facebook, so yeah.
Groundings LLC all around?
Groundings LLC all around. Yeah.
Good. How about you, Deb?
On Instagram, I'm Deb Swinski Art, and I have facebook.com/Deb Swinski Art. So you can see a variety of things that I'm working on in the moment. I will pull a tarot card, a few times a week just for people to ponder something. A lot of my crochet projects, drawing projects, different things.
That's something I forgot to even talk about. I know that you are doing crochet.
Yeah.
And that's part of your artistic expression. I have seen you create. And you have this wonderful top that you made yourself.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So people can hit you up not just for commissions on artwork and jewelry that you also make, but your crochet work. And you've done workshops on teaching how to crochet.
Yes. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I can teach crochet. I can, along with, jewelry making and things like that.
So Deb Swinski Art on all social media platforms. And you can definitely contact either Lauren or Deb.
Yes.
So that you can get a piece of this creativeness and healing powers that go along with the jewelry that is made at Groundings, but also by the harmony that is plastered in art by Debra Swinski and her creations, which is amazing. And Debra is a local resident from Chicopee. She's also worked in some of the electrical boxes that you have seen downtown, the Rose Glass and the Rivoli Theater in particular, right on Exchange Street and Center Street. So we're excited for what you guys bring to the community with your art. What would you tell our young audience out there, right, that want to dive into the art, I always ask this question because I know that there's a lot of young people that watch and want to pursue art, and they're sometimes held back by not knowing a formal career path, which there may not be in the art world, right? This straight line career path. So what would you tell our audience or our young people out there or anyone who wants to pursue art based on your experience? What would your advice to them be?
I would say go for it. I mean, you know, I went to school for our art education, and I'm not necessarily doing that now, but I am still very much in the art community and, you know, helping artists and combining that kind of thing too. So just do what you love, you know?
Yeah. Doing what you love seems to be a
Yeah.
recurring
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, I would say, you know, practicing, making art all the time. Just, you know, like Lauren said, go for it.
Yeah.
But also, definitely visit and see other art, and make connections with other artists, and because that is really
Key.
inspiring and helpful. And you know, art is a form of communication, so being part of the community is key.
It's important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think supporting one another in that venture is
Yeah.
important too.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I like when we meet up as artists because
Yeah.
we share the things that we've learned or the things that we're experimenting on, and we share our creations to get feedback.
Right.
And we learn about other people's experiences with certain materials or certain things, you know. So I think that as an artist, it enriches our community. So I'm thankful that you have this space where people can go to and do precisely that.
Yeah.
What does the future hold for Groundings for the other 9 years?
The next 9 years? Well, I hope to keep expanding and, you know, being able to do more workshops, and I do crystal healing sessions, and I also have Reiki practitioners and sound healers. So, I mean, really just kind of expanding and keep giving the community what they need.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we can't wait to see what the next 9 years for Groundings will look like. And thank you for giving us artists a space to exhibit and to practice our crafts. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for
Thank
being on the
you.
show.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing what you do with our community. Thank you for your art, Deb, which is inspiring. And I want to once again thank you. Thank you for being here, being on the show, and for being in front of our audience, our Chicopee audience. So thank you once again. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. I will see you next time.